It's election day, and every American has a monumental decision to vote for Kamala Harris or to vote for Donald J. Trump. I've heard the arguments from both of them, from both sides, the most ardent defenders, the most strenuous objections. And I still struggle with the idea that some people think that Trump is the correct choice here. Everything that Donald J. Trump is antithetical to the American dream, to the very concept of freedom in America that we've endeavored to build here. And granted, I have not been a substantive part of that process, but I have researched it. I have appreciated it. And it's extremely alarming and disturbing and upsetting that someone with no respect for that process, someone with no respect for this country, not for its defenders, not for its lawmakers, not for its citizens, not for its constitution, not for its legal system, not for its independence and freedom. That's someone with zero respect for everything that America is, every single heart that beats inside her. Is running for president, let alone potentially being elected. I've been outraged. I've been heartbroken. I've been perplexed and confounded and speechless that the man who calls America a garbage can wants to be put in charge. That the man who defames multiple founding fathers, multiple iconic and regal and instrumental figures in the building of this country, in the raising of its flag, in the substantial undertaking that has become the great experiment. The man who equivocates the Bible as being his other favorite book besides his own, and yet can't quote a single scripture from it. The man who uses and abuses every single belief that any American holds dear in an attempt to gain power, to manipulate people into giving him that power, and then casts it aside with the same regard that he's always held it in, as trash, as garbage, as a means to an end to be discarded when done with. There are those who feel like America has veered away from their perception of morality. But when their perception of morality is the exclusion of people based on who they love or who they identify as, what kind of morality is that to begin with? When their morality dictates that we should discriminate based on the color of someone's skin or what country they're from, that some people are more worthy of being here than others, that's a problem. And ultimately, anyone who decides that their morality is best represented by one of the most overtly and obtrusively immoral figures to ever run for office. Someone who is shameless in the crimes that they've committed and their refusal to apologize. Someone whose arrogance has no limits. And whose compassion is completely and utterly void. Anyone who chooses that to be their moral figurehead should reevaluate their morality. This is not an election about policy. If it was, I still think that the candidate that I voted for, Kamala Harris, is far more deserving of such an esteemed office, far more worthy of leading this country than someone who has no basic understanding of multiple processes, of multiple institutions, of multiple basic fundamental concepts. But this is not an election about policy. This is an election about making sure that someone who tried to overthrow democracy doesn't get another chance to do it again. That someone who has zero respect for this country doesn't get to lead it. Don't vote for him. Vote for America.